Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to sit in front of a microphone and entertain people. I wanted to do something interesting, something important, something that would touch people. And so I started a podcast, The Art of Giving Up. In 2016, I said to myself, it's time for me to stop thinking about doing it, for me to finally do it. And so I sat by myself in a room with a blanket over my head, whispering into a microphone so that nobody would perceive me. And I did that for hundreds of episodes. And here's the thing, many people, when they do podcasts, they don't get to 3 or 4, much less 100, 150. So I'm pretty sure you're going to be surprised when I tell you that in 2019, I met a friend and we started a new podcast. Was that in good taste? This thing that you're seeing here. 6 years. Hundreds of episodes. High quality, entertaining, effort-filled something. But it just, I think, never really connected with anyone. That's the last step, right? You know, making the thing, continuing to do the thing, and then finally somebody, maybe even you, listening to or watching the thing. And that's what this is. From some mixer thing that I got off of Amazon for $40 to my original Rodecaster Pro, something that like really got me through a lot. It even helped me build my TikTok channel. Living Dad Joke 2. And now it's time for something new. But not the end of Was That in Good Taste. Even better. An expansion. Something new. A new set. Beyond a new set. A new outlook. This is the community building era. This is the beginning of Was That in Good Taste 1.0. This is the real deal. This is the first episode. And I want you to know that over the next few weeks, you're going to see it changing and being difficult to deal with. It's going to be all blurry sometimes. Maybe you're not going to like the way that it looks. But I promise you that this thing, this special thing, is not going away. This first episode, we have a guest. This first episode, we do a fantastic tasting. This first episode, we invite you to step up to the bar. I'm excited. And that's why from us here at Was That in Good Taste, just call me James. Chandler is not here. He doesn't even know I'm doing this, but I thought it would be a good surprise for him to see how much I am willing to commit to building this thing. Because it's not just me, it is not just him. This is corny as hell, but it's us. So here's the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to another fantastic episode of Was That in Good Taste? And today, we got a special guest with us. Miles Thomas Moore is going to be joining us representing Breckenridge Distillery, and I'm going to be one of your hosts today. My name is Chandler Phillips, and with me as always is the other one of your hosts.
You know, just call me James Chandler.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's the bottom of the ninth. It's been a really long day. Yesterday was stressful, and all I need is education of spirits.
Well, it's a good thing we have such a good friend to show us around. Miles, introduce yourself. Tell us what you're all about. Say hi to the good people.
Oh man. Hi everybody. My name's Miles. Super excited to be here. Chandler, James are good cats, and very kind of them to invite me. And to try some whiskeys, talk about it.
I love that. When anybody gives me any kind of praise or anything, I just like it's kind of my thing. So thank you.
I feel the same way when anytime someone gives me any kind of whiskey.
Oh,
It's, some people have a praise kink. I think I got a whiskey kink.
The good stuff.
that's it's like,
Some people call it a problem. So,
Chandler, what are you doing in the kitchen at 3 a.m? Standing.
just rubbing the bottle like an Aladdin lamp.
I just gotta smell it. It has purple corn grains or some shit.
Artisanal.
Artisanal.
There actually, I did look up a recipe once for a purple corn beer, chicha. That is, I'm not just bullshitting you. Chicha, or at least the purple chicha, is a traditional beverage made in Peru. It's an Incan thing where, like, when it was made in ancient times, they would chew the corn and then, like, kind of spit it back into a main, like, vessel. And then that
It's hot.
would ferment for a couple of days or weeks and stuff. And then they would strain out the pulp and whatnot. And then, boom, you have, like, corn spit beer. And it'd be purple.
Delicious.
Get me some of
That's
that.
funky.
That wolf. Well,
Well,
now we have to talk about delicious things that we want to drink now.
Well,
that do not have human spit in them.
Here's the segue. Here's the segue. People come up with some pretty interesting stuff up in the mountains, just like in the Breckenridge Distillery, located in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado.
Oh my god.
So Miles, tell us a little bit about just one. What's your connect to the wine and spirits industry? Like, how'd you get involved and how'd you get started there? What kind of certifications do you got? What cred?
I don't know if I have a whole lot of certifications or cred, but I have been doing this for a few years now. I started in summer 2015. I started working for a beverage distributor specializing in craft beer called SKI.
Oh, I know of that.
Yeah.
Local.
Yeah, that's why I used to use SKI when I was at the restaurant place when you used to do the ordering. Yeah.
Was that in New York or was that elsewhere?
Yeah, that was here. I lived in Brooklyn, and the distributor's based out of Brooklyn. Distributes to the 5 boroughs, Long Island, Westchester.
Cool. And how long did you do that for?
8 years.
Wow.
Cool.
And then after that, I mean, were you on the rep side or on the like truck side or?
Yeah, on the on-premise sales rep side.
Gotcha. So going to like specifically bars, restaurants.
Exactly.
That's a little inside baseball for you. On premise means places that you drink at the place. Off premise would be kind of more our wheelhouse of like liquor stores and bottle shops and boutique whiskey shops, which is how we became acquainted through the whiskey shop that I am employed at.
Great spot. Buy your whiskey there.
Yeah. So that's pretty sweet. Oh, go ahead.
No, this is good because y'all met at where you work, right? Is that what do you do outside of doing a distillery thing? Do you I don't know, do you have any other hobbies? Pretend it's a first date. We're at a bar. What do you do for fun? We know we do for work. What's for play?
Well,
What's for pleasure?
Well, I'm very fortunate that my job is a pretty fun job, not your average job for sure. So definitely spend a lot of time, grinding away and working the hours. But in my spare time, I'm an avid live music fan, and also I love playing soccer.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, well, footy. Okay.
I could
Big hobbies.
Are you in any leagues or anything around here?
Yeah,
Oh, sick. Where do you play at?
McCarran Park.
Oh,
wait.
yeah, we know
do,
Karen.
do you know Corey?
Yeah, I do know Corey.
You cool with Core? Like
Yeah,
that?
very cool.
Oh,
No,
my-
he's a great guy.
Very cool. He plays on defense with me.
Oh, sick. Wait,
Yeah.
I didn't know you were that.
I don't remember his last name, but yeah, I've been playing with Corey for a while.
Corey's one of the regulars at Whiskey Brooklyn. We got to chatting once just because he had a White Lotus, like from Avatar, the Pai Show. He had a tattoo of something that I recognized from a show, and I was like, "That's sick." And he's like,
So dope.
"No one gets this reference, man." And I was like, "I see you, and I dig that fucking tattoo, and I want to get one for myself." And I've been planning. But yeah, that's pretty sick. It's
Small world.
the McCarran soccer group seems like such a cool small little world. I do softball over at the asphalt thing.
Yeah.
Right across the way.
Hell yeah. So sports, I can dig it. So you were at SKI for 8 years. And then did you go to Breckenridge after that, or did you have any like intermediary kind of thing, or what did that look like for you?
I worked with Montauk Brewing Company
Oh, yeah, no Montauk.
for a few years, and then last summer started the job at Breckenridge. So
Gotcha. And
I'm on
how?
the supplier side now, as opposed to the distribution side.
Right. So how you liking it? How you liking the change from beer stuff to whiskey stuff?
Man, love it. It's a new challenge. It's a new like segment of the industry, and I did beer for 10 years, so it's nice to change it up, right? And have a new challenge.
That's pretty sweet. Have you been to the distillery in Colorado? And what's that like? Give us a little taste. Give us a little, paint a picture.
Have you guys been to Colorado?
I have been to Colorado.
No.
And you have not?
Planning on it. Planning on
You
it.
should.
No, we were supposed to do it a few weeks ago, but I wasn't feeling well. So we're planning on just going for like a day.
A day trip to Colorado?
We have points.
You gotta spend more time, but
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's just like day trip. I was
it's
like,
not enough.
day is good, but I was like, if we wait a little bit, we could go for a week.
Yeah.
You know,
Do Denver, do Boulder, do like all the stuff.
Boulder's a good town.
what was the actual distillery like?
So it's the distillery started in 2009, and it's up in Breckenridge, which is 2.5 hours west of Denver. So you find in Denver, then rent a car, drive up into the mountains. Where Denver, right, 5,000 feet above sea level, about a mile up.
Hence the Mile High Stadium.
Go another mile up, then you get to Breckenridge.
Oh,
That's
wow.
10,000 feet above sea level, and then mountains on the top of that. If you're going snowboarding, it's 14,000, give or take.
How do you breathe out there? That must have been like, because I
Takes some
remember
getting used to.
I've taken a couple
Iron
trips to Denver, and just like even the way your body absorbs alcohol is like that, and so like you get pretty turnt pretty quick.
Absolutely.
I can only imagine what spending the day at the distillery would be like. Was it pretty wild? Was it pretty? What is the memory hazy?
Does it affect? I wondered, like, does that the altitude affect like their processes? Like, do they have different processes than another distillery at a lower altitude? Because it has to affect something. It affects the rate water boils, right?
It's true.
You know what I mean? So I wonder.
Vaporization rate.
Yeah, I would. That's interesting.
I'm no scientist, so I can't speak from professional standpoint. My guess is yes, there definitely is. Some factors are.
It has to be because it's so fucking high.
Like that is pretty fucking.
And even if the people working there, they gotta take extra deep breaths. When they're stirring the
Fucking masks that you see.
Carrying the mash.
Yeah. That must
Labor of love.
Well, and that also kind of brings up the question of like fermentation as a process relies on oxygenating the mash and all that. That's just got to add a whole new element to the production of it.
That's one of the things we always kind of talk about. It's like, there's no terroir in whiskey, right? But like the things that you do, the way that you make it affects the thing that you're drinking. And if you're making it at a different altitude, that's not like 25 feet to 100 feet. It's like 10,000 feet is significant. You know what I mean?
2 miles.
But they literally have to change the packaging for chips and put different preservatives in certain foods. It's going to affect the grain. You know what I mean? It's going to affect the yeasts. Yeah, that's so fantastic that they were able to make such an interesting product.
Huh.
You know what I mean? At such a high altitude, you know, for so long. That's just crazy.
I'm so curious.
Right? Yeah. It's like Ecuador, how they have to when they, they have you go in Ecuador to play. Yeah, man,
Down to Quito.
it's like crazy. You have to practice before you go there, be able to breathe. You have to
Acclimate.
you have to really acclimate. They make you go to a hotel at a different you gotta also you go dizzy and spin out.
Oh, you get the bends or whatever, when you get
You get lightheaded. You know what I mean? You start respirating.
And tank you might need.
Yikes. I'm kind of glad that we don't have to go all the way up there just to try some pretty sick fucking whiskey. Then,
I bring it.
It's
to
such
you.
a
I went making for you guys. Handpicked these bottles myself.
God, I'm so excited.
What are these bottles?
All right, yeah, let's
You guys want to try?
let's get into that.
Yeah.
I am part.
Because you're down.
I got a little too nerdy with the altitude, but listen,
Oh, I love that.
it's so cool.
Color for you, man.
You know,
That's pretty cool.
It is, right? It's one of my favorite things. I'm really, now that I was thinking about that, I did happen to have some whiskey the other day, and I was thinking, I'm going to keep that in my head, and I'm going to see, how this compares to some random New York whiskey that I had. You know what I mean? I literally just had it. I literally even went through, I literally took a sip, and I was like, remember this, James. I was like, remember this.
Make note.
So I'm ready for it. Hit me.
I've actually kept a little bit just in my cheek for the past 3 days. Yeah, sick. You got a mic in hand. I can pour it for you if you want to talk about.
Sure.
Um,
Please.
yeah, so we got tasting number 1,
Which I want to say super special, by the way, right? Because this is kind of like a 2.0 for what we're doing here. Well, it's only like a 4.5. We've been doing this for such a long time. I don't know if you know this. We've been doing this for about 5 years,
That's awesome.
right? We have hundreds of episodes.
What?
Okay, you know how many
I
people,
made the cut.
you know how many people have hundreds of episodes? You're only like the 4th or like 5th guest. And really, no, it's like 6th. And of those 6, 2 of them are our mothers. Okay? So,
Gotta have mama.
and those were tough gets. The amount of managers and publicists that we had to go through to get them on, not going to happen again.
a lot of work.
I'm glad to see it for 6 months. It was a whole thing. You know what I mean? So this is really awesome. So I want to thank you seriously for making your way out here or whatever, and walking us through this. What are we tasting?
So this is our signature flagship bourbon. We call it a high rye bourbon because one thing I want to emphasize, we were talking about altitude, we are the world's highest distillery. We have that claim. And yes, pun intended.
I was about to say, yeah.
And it works on so many different levels. Fantastic. What's the age on it? Or is it a blend? Or
It's a blend.
okay.
So it's a blended bourbon. It is a 4 to 10 year blend.
Whoa, that's pretty
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
pretty old for a standard yeah.
Yeah, and this is our signature flagship bourbon. We call it a high rye bourbon because there's a really nice focus on rye in the mash bill. So we use 51% corn, 37% rye in the mash bill. So you'll notice gives it a really nice little spice pepper there at the end.
Oh, fantastic. Well, here at Was That in Good Taste, we do love a rye whiskey.
And I feel like we love a high rye bourbon.
I do tend to gravitate towards a high rye, just because we like that little bite, like the little bit of snap that comes with a good. I think what first got me into it was Redemption does a high rye, just kind of
Great distillery.
and once I had that one, I was kind of geared into specifically look for high rye bourbons. And I remember doing a tasting at my parents' place when I had first kind of started when we were doing the podcast.
Mhm.
And they had just kind of picked up some random bottles from their local grocery store because you can get whiskey at a grocery store in the West Coast. The reason the way you can't do that here, malarkey, in my opinion. One of those bottles happened to be Breckenridge, and of the blind tasting, there was me, my parents, my brother, and his now wife, fiance at the time, and then another pair of family friends who were there, and they all said Breckenridge was their favorite of the flight. And I'm trying to think of what else was in there. I think it was like the Breckenridge, a little bit of Balcone's Baby Blue, and then
Sure.
probably just like a regular or like a traditional Buffalo Trace. And they were all like and I did it on a blind tasting too. So they were just like, oh, the third one we had was our favorite. And I was like, oh, well, da 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 da. And then, info dumped at them. That. So let's some fun facts. And so the Breckenridge has definitely been on my radar for a sec. But yeah, I'm really excited to get reacclimated to it or reintroduced to it. There it is.
See what you did.
Yeah. Well, bottoms up, fellas. Cheers.
Sláinte, salute.
Oh,
I'm excited, actually.
so this whiskey has won many awards, has won so many awards, it belongs out of a Wheaties box.
That's pretty damn phenomenal.
There's that rye. It's slightly sour, a little bit, the bite is not as significant. Well, I mean, it's like after, it's not really, it's a little peppery, that's delicious. Kind of sweet, almost creamy, you know what I mean?
Not a sugar bomb.
Yeah.
Some bourbons can be sugar bombs.
Yes.
And I think it does a really good job balancing.
I think that's the rye.
It kind of reminds me of like if you go to like a steakhouse or something, and you get like usually a biscuit or something on the side, and it just kind of soaks in the like peppery au jus of the steak. But then you take the biscuit and you put like honey butter on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's that like the sweetness of the honey, the creaminess of that butter, but then you get that like black pepper kind of zing coming through. God, that's just such a nice, well balanced whiskey.
Fantastic. Not too sweet, the rye content's not too high. I mean, I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care, but like, it's not so fucking snappy. You know what I mean? Like my partner doesn't really like whiskey to begin with, but like that kind of stuff, like ryes or like really rye forward stuff. Yeah, this delicious.
Fantastic.
Everybody's kind of bourbon.
Exactly. It's definitely one of the most approachable bourbons that I have had and that I've shown to other people.
86 proof too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's not even like gonna
3% ABV.
knock your shoes off. But
it's there.
But it's there. In your opinion, like if you were to kind of put it on a shelf, low shelf being well, top shelf being your like pappy, like where would you kind of sandwich it between?
It's a really good question. In a store, we'd like to see something like this would be like one of the best $45 bottles of whiskey you can get.
Okay.
That's our sweet spot.
That's solid because then you're going up kind of against like a Maker's Mark. You're going up against like
Greg.
Yeah. And, no tea, no shade. This is miles ahead of like a Knob Creek or an Elijah Craig.
Yeah, there's not really a competition, but like, if it were, like when you walk in and if I'm behind the register and you look, it should be around my shoulder height. And when you ask me between that or the Knob Creek, which the Knob Creek is not that bad. It's not that bad. What I mean? I like some of the,
They have a really good name. Definitely.
But for $45 especially, I think that this is the kind of thing that like is kind of a get. You know what I mean? If you have $45 and you're going to go purchase a whiskey,
No, this is kind of racked it on the money. And what I appreciate about this too is like at $45, it's a great sipping whiskey. It's also not one that you're gonna feel too stingy, like making a nice mixed drink with.
It does. It makes a really nice Manhattan.
That's because of the rye.
It's a phenomenal Manhattan.
and it's even got a little bit of that kind of like spiced cherry undertone. And yeah, I could also see that being like
Candied fruit. Let's get some candied fruit there.
a few months ago we did a añejo rum soaked
Oh,
raisin
yeah.
kind of thing. I could see having a lot of fun with like doing dried fruits rehydrated with this. I feel like, and then just kind of having that as like a snacking bowl, you know, like doing like a dried cranberries that have been soaked in.
That's crazy because I'm feeling the fruit. I was thinking I have also from North Carolina, from not be something else from North Carolina. It's that honey liqueur, right? This with that with something cherry forward. I like that. You know what I mean? Something like a little fruity. You know what I mean? Like a little sweet. Because this is like I wouldn't say honey, but I'm getting something sweet, but not too sweet, not too forward. It's not like punching me. I don't think honey's that sweet. So that's why I think I'm
Like and similarly, I feel like this complements richer fruits flavors and like a richer spice. Like I'm sure it'd be great in like a sour of any kind, but I feel like
Sazerac.
a Sazerac is where it goes. Because like a sour, then it's almost like kind of getting washed out by a super citrusy note.
This hold up in drinks too. I think that's important when you're talking about spirits. Something that actually holds up in your mixed drink is not every liquid is going to do that.
Exactly.
This one
And it
fits the bill.
And given the like kind of age range of the blend too, it's got a really like sturdy body to it. Like it's not too flat or too what's the opposite of viscous? Like the runny?
oh yeah. That's why I said creamy because I feel like on the palate or whatever, it's like creamy. It's not like, but it's not like too rich. It's not completely coating your mouth. It's like as you're drinking it. I hate the word smooth, but in this instance, it's not about the flavor. It's about the actual texture in your mouth.
The experience.
The experience of it in your mouth is creamy and kind of smooth. You know what I mean?
Velvety.
That's a yeah.
That's
God, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good. Now I kind of want to do a classic smoke. I want to do one of my smoky old fashions in it. I kind of want to do. I like the cherry forward because you said the strong fruit flavor. I'm imagining like the sharpness of the cherry. You know what I mean? Like that's like a bright flavor. It could also be a little bit bitter. I feel like something like that would go really good. Oh, you know, Mike. I made some kimchi. I had this amazing pear. I made like 5-6 pounds of kimchi. That would have the pear that I had. Perfect with that. Exactly.
interesting.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it should make a pair of vodka too. Pretty cool.
Oh, huh.
I was just looking at the entirety of y'all's of portfolio of stuff. You got a lot of like pretty off the wall kind of stuff.
Right.
It's definitely something we'll have to keep a keener eye out looking for.
Please do.
You know, as we're going through our bottle finds and all of that. But speaking of kind of the more nuanced or more specialty stuff, tell us a little about the second bottle that you have for us, because my ears perked up when you said,
Oh, the rum Hey. I don't know what spoiler, but
This is our rum cast.
I'm a fan.
I would say we've had this.
That's like gross.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we've had this before at some
All of
point.
that.
Well, for one, big fan of the Angel's Envy rum cask.
Oh my god.
And
They do a great job.
ever since trying that, I lock in on anything that says rum cask whiskey. And so I'm really excited about this one. I know I've had it before. I do not remember it in its entirety, so it's
Refamiliarize ourselves.
fantastic.
He really does lock in with the rum cast thing. It like without exaggeration, like we're looking for whiskeys. If it says rum cast, then he's kind of going for it. But I I'm not saying I don't. That's just like what I don't know how to explain it.
Sure.
He zones in.
Cup of tea.
Oh yeah.
I love that. It's pretty cool. So we actually make a rum, we make a spiced rum, We age our bourbon. So this is our bourbon base, and we age it for 3 more years in our rum barrels. That's what we get here. And then our rum is a spiced rum. We use cinnamon, cardamom, all those kind of like witchery spices in our rum. So then our bourbon meets that and gets to soak up that oak taste for 3 years.
It's the same rye forward mash bill and everything.
Yeah, it is this. But we just age it in a barrel, and it's amazing what happens.
It's really cool that you guys use a spiced rum like that.
We make it too. It's our special.
Yeah, that's. I feel like when you do see like a rum casked something or other, even if it's not a bourbon, almost like too much rum comes through, and you get that like you ever had like an overproof rum, kind of like it's super floral banana-y, but also a bit ethanol-y.
Yes.
That tends to come through a lot, but
It's extra boozy.
yeah, but the spiced aspect of it has me real excited.
And then you get the spice from the rye.
Yeah,
That's yeah. I'm so excited.
the nuance of just the nose.
I love the label. You know what? This is my kind of big thing. I'm actually really. I love branding. I'm all like, I love branding. Looks cool as hell. The blue looks kind of cool. It has like, what the fuck does this even mean, really? But it looks cool. It looks like a label. It looks like an award. You know what I mean? It looks like prestige. It's rimmed in gold.
Bingo.
You know what I mean? The gold stands out as kind of premium, especially in a $45 bottle. It's like, regular bottle, but cool label. Multi matte.
And this little part is kind of reminiscent of a lot of rum labeling.
Yeah.
So it does really seem like a cool marriage of branding styles, of both the kind of bourbon like rustic look, and then also something a little beachy, something a little like
Exactly.
yeah.
Batch number, what rum it is, and the matte with the little shiny shine, and I love it. It's the small thing. It's the small things.
Fuck, that's delicious.
What did you think?
Fuck, that's delicious. Oh wow. Damn. That's doing something to me. That's putting in work.
Whoa. Okay.
We're expecting that, right?
Okay. Pepper still, right? But now I'm getting some other things in here. Hold on.
It's vaguely reminding me of like the root beer hard candies,
Oh my God, you are not wrong.
where it's got a little bit like, I think that's kind of
That's a great.
My God. It is.
I used to eat
flavor.
I used to eat those like
I see you now.
I used to eat those like I was working for the dentist to like, bolster his stats. The amount of times I lost a baby tooth
That's
on
fun.
one
They
of
must
those
have loved you at the dentist.
Oh yeah. Well, they did. I gave them a lot of work, but also I had a really sensitive gag reflex, and so anytime I would go to the dentist, I would puke on him. And so it was kind of like a catch-22 where they're like, "Hey, he's a good kid. He's here often. He's, a good hang." And then also, he's a mess. He's just, get him out of here. Get it. Happy to see me. Can't wait for me to leave.
The Chandler experience.
That's that's a lot of the feedback I get across the board.
You own it, man. That's good.
No, but this is really fun.
It's spiced. This is very interesting because the root beer candy is very true. But like the root beer candy, it tastes kind of like that because it's crowded flavors. This is not really crowded. I'm still getting pepper. I'm getting like coriander or something. I'm getting,
Nailed it.
you know what I mean? The flavors, they're there. It's like spiced. It obviously tastes spiced, like a spice mix. You know what I mean? Like a wintry
Yeah.
kind of thing. But I don't think it's crowded. It doesn't taste like one single flavor like the root beer candy, where it's kind of indistinguishable. On this one, it's a little less peppery on the end, but it's more just overall spiced. It's less sweet. The body of it's also different. That's creamier. This oddly kind of reminds me of some of the rums that we've had a little bit,
Oh, yeah.
And like the actual body,
You know what it vaguely reminds me of? My favorite, Florida Cognac 7.
I knew you were going to say that.
That's
Florida Cognac.
They
I know those guys.
they do a good rum. They do a really good affordable rum. Is what I love about them.
It's crucial.
Mhm.
That's in this industry. We want to have a really good product, but also like good price point. And I think that's one of our strong suits. Is like
Yeah.
quality for price is what we provide.
This is so good. This is so good.
So this is gonna be a little more. Whereas this would be a 45. This is more like 50s. It's a pricier. It's an age experience.
There's the aging. You also have to make the rum in order to age it in that. So that makes sense. But what's kind of surprising is that's not a crazy price jump for something as kind of niche and nuanced like that.
Yep.
Put it in a funny bottle, $68.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, some places will upcharge that too.
I've actually seen the place I used to go to. I used to see it'd be like more expensive, But I think this is so I think that's affordable, and I think this is so. What do you think about it? Well, I'm curious.
This is my favorite of the high marks that we make and distribute. We have 5 that are in rotation right now, and definitely more down the line. But of the 5, this is my favorite of the bunch. I mean, I'm definitely a sucker for the sweetness of rums. Like I like rum, always have, and so just add a bourbon, which I also love bourbons. I mean, that's perfect. It's a great bridge. Great.
It's so good.
when we were talking before, you had mentioned that that Breckenridge does a Jamaican casked rum as well. What's kind of the difference that you would point out? Because I know you, and when we were talking, you were like, that one's kind of super limited supply. Yeah. What would you say are kind of like the differences between the rum that you guys make and is it an imported Jamaica? Okay, that's what I figured.
The barrels we got from a distillery in Jamaica.
Gotcha. And like, if you were to try to pinpoint kind of the difference between them, how would you describe it?
Wow, that whiskey, you definitely get a lot more of those like tropical fruits, which is really, really unique in whiskey. You get the mango, you get the banana. Yeah, that's a special one.
Yeah,
very, very limited, one-off kind of thing. In collaboration, there's a lot of proprietary information about that I wasn't able to get a hold of everything. But,
makes it cool.
And that's cool.
It's a bit of mystique, a little
exactly
little smoke screen for embellishment.
I'm getting sugarcane sweetness after letting it sit for a while. Yeah. Then I'm starting to get that same thing I get from rum. I'm getting that sugarcane sweetness.
Opened up a little more.
Yeah, that's great. This is fantastic.
Really glad you guys enjoyed this one.
Oh, big fan. God,
I'm happy it tastes so good.
Would you picture this being in a cocktail at all, or do you kind of feel like it would be more of its own standalone whiskey?
Glad you asked that. Definitely, standalone sipping whiskey, either neat or on the rocks. But I do have some places that have found some pretty cool, unique cocktails with this. I have a tiki bar Tiki Chick in the Upper West Side, great bar. They use this in a Mai Tai. And it's badass. Comes in this like dragon, like cool tiki glass, and they use this for it, and it is a phenomenal drink.
I was thinking that
Tiki Chick.
the minute I was like the rum, I was like, okay, it's time to make the orgeat again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because like, I like this. I think probably would be better than the rum. I think
my first thought, painkiller.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, because that's an orgeat one. Or does that one have orgeat in it, or is it
we have?
I think it's we literally did this on the podcast. We literally had this conversation
like 2 or 3 years
There's
ago.
been so many. We're about to redo all those too.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some reruns or some revisits.
Yeah,
A reprise.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Good reprise.
Exactly. Reprise. Gesundheit.
Not throwing away my
shit. God, what other questions did I have about this one? This is such a cool whiskey, and I'm just kind of enamored with it. I think a painkiller would be really fun with this, but again, it almost feels like a disservice to mix it just because it's so good on its own.
But I feel like with like a Mai Tai, it kind of makes sense. Like I feel like in a Mai Tai, this seems like it was almost made for that, to be in a twist of in a Mai Tai. You know what I mean? And but like also like you said, this is obviously a sipping whiskey because I think that many people that I know would not like it, and that's how I gauge. Right? My friends, if I gave this to them, they'd be like, I don't really like this. Can I have something that's probably not this because this is too spiced? You know what I mean? It's got too rummy. It has too much character. You know what I mean? And they're gonna look at the price in a bar.
Complicated.
Yeah, you look at the price in a bar. What is going to be for a shot? $16 or whatever. You know what I mean? They're gonna see that price or whatever, and
Shy away.
yeah, they're gonna shy away from it. And I'm gonna be real. I mean, go to your local bar, but I would buy the bottle.
Bars.
I would buy this at home. You know what I mean? And I would throw it back all the time. If I had friends over, I'd pop this out, and they would think it's a $90 bottle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some places do charge $90 for
Oh
them.
my god!
They shouldn't, but they do.
You know what just kind of popped in my head?
Wow, from Chandler Phillips. Woo.
We were talking about what kind of fruit pairings would go well with this. I feel like, if you were to have a group of friends over that you were showing this bottle, a really fun kind of flavor pairing would be like charred pineapple.
Oh,
Like you do like some pineapple rings and then maybe either brulee them or like put them on a like direct.
this is why I need you to lock in.
Barbecue.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why I need you to lock in.
Because you get a lot more smoke coming through it too. Like I really enjoy how much that extra 3 years gave to the barrel character to it.
Charred pineapple. Mai Tai. That's
There it is.
You know what I mean?
And
It's like a
there it is.
Yeah,
topping.
because this is the same whiskey or whatever.
garnish.
Yeah,
That was the word.
Yeah. Oh my god.
that would be pretty fun. Or even if you just took a pineapple, grilled it like, in half, grilled it, and then juiced it from there.
Also, I'm gonna go on
That's
my
a bit
patented. I gotta go on a patented James rant or whatever. $60-something for like 750 milliliters of something that's like good. You can use some of it on a cocktail or a thing. We had this conversation many times when we've gotten really expensive bottles. The bottles cost hundreds of dollars, and I refuse to save them. They're not meant to be stared at and looked at. They're meant to be drank. And if you want to make your bacon with like maple syrup made with Breckenridge, rum cast rye, it's like 2 ounces. You know what I mean? Like you're allowed to do it. You paid for it.
You can have fun with your thing.
Go nuts.
Yeah. Try it. It's more fun that way. It's more fun to try it in different cocktails. It's more fun to actually mess with the expression of the thing. Everybody likes to drink.
Discover new flavors.
Everybody likes to drink things straight. You know what I mean? In this day, in 2026, you want to drink your whiskey straight, and I think that actually I might have an opinion about you. Now, I just think this. People are so always leading into like you have to do it the right way. I even fall into that. And I think like $63. Like what? Yeah, what are you're spending $4 to make something that you like in your house? Like that's dope. Just do it. Like don't stress. You know what I mean? If you couldn't afford to buy it, I would say perhaps then don't purchase it. But like if you are spending, and not because I don't think people should, but like if you're gonna spend the money on something, even if you only save your $60, what are you gonna do? Hold yourself back because you saved the money, you took the time. It's your thing. Enjoy it as you like it. Put ice in it. I don't know. Put it in the freezer. I'm not here to hold it against you.
Life is for the living and whiskey's for the drinking.
That's
Yeah.
Was that our new tag?
I know, right?
Words of wisdom.
Oh my god! And
I had one more.
yeah,
Actually, I just heard about this today. I had a meeting earlier today, and our amazing bartender Samantha, she made some pretty cool drinks with rum cask. And what she did is she took her old fashioned recipe, used her rum cask, but she added instead of like she added brown sugar, like a or like brown sugar, like that syrup. No, brown sugar syrup that she created.
Okay.
She added that to it, and oh my god, it was incredible. It just gave a little caramely body to it. It was incredible. And then she bought some rum for me, some rum casks for me. So
Oh, fantastic.
it worked out great, and she's gonna have it on a featured cocktail soon. So, anyways, that's
Oh, that sounds
Whiskey Down Diner in Farmingdale, Long Island.
Hell yeah.
that sounds
That's what got me thinking,
phenomenal.
because I made that ginger syrup,
Yeah.
right? That would go, I think the ginger syrup would also go good with this.
Ooh.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I love ginger.
Yeah, because this already has the rye, it has the spice as well. Now you're
allspice,
you know,
bit of that. Yeah.
you're pulling out the complementary notes and the other spices to work with the ginger. So
sounds fun.
I think even not even going too fancy with it, not even like, making too much of anything, very simple, just the whiskey and maybe a little bit of the ginger syrup, right, which is pretty rich, with one of the fresh ginger slices that's in it, like floating on the bottom, because it's edible, and it's also been kind of candied because it's been sitting in there. You know what I mean? Simple, kind of boozy, but also a little sweet. The ginger, I'm telling you.
Oh, I love ginger.
Oh, it's yeah.
Do it.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. There's a third one here.
Yes, and now we're up to our headliner.
Oh,
This
ladies and gentlemen.
So it's good to finish with a sherry.
I don't know if I've tried this one before. This is
No?
entirely new to me.
Missy?
But by all means, it's you said
Oh,
it's
yeah.
sherry cast.
It's our sherry cask. We use Pedro Jimenez wine graped barrels
Okay.
that we got from the barrels are called might be pronounced around Solera barrels.
Oh, yes. We know the Solara barrels.
Okay. Sick.
They're aged, so they're aged at the bottom of all the barrels, the whole round of barrel. They're aged at the bottom, so
They got the all
cellared a little more.
interesting, and I'm guessing they're like the typical like 53-gallon barrels, or did they mess with any of the sizes or anything of them?
Great question, as far as I know.
Okay. Cool.
That's a really good question. Because we do something different we have a cognac cask. We use a bigger barrel for the cognac cask.
I love a cognac cask.
Wait, I'm damp.
That sounds
I'm moist.
bonkers.
So this is the reddest. The color on this.
Yeah, that is
It's the darkest of our whiskeys.
rich.
Very rich. Flavor too.
So I dribbled a little bit.
No, look at that. Yeah, it's
Happens.
rich. It has like that kind of amber hue. Obviously they're getting darker and deeper. The first one being what do they call it? Diaphanous. Like you can see through it. You know what I mean? The second one.
That's my favorite dinosaur.
I know, right? And there's your vocabulary word of the day. This one. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, look at that. Also, look at that. Look at. I've been doing this. Yeah.
The nose on it is insane. So how many more years did you say they were aged in the sherry casks? Okay, so similar to the rum cask. I was just talking to someone today at the shop about how cool Solera aging is and how it's like this is for the viewers. I know you guys know.
All right,
but
could you explain to me again, like you haven't for the last 4 episodes? He's re-explained it to me for the last 4 episodes.
it's such a cool
hear this.
technique where you only ever empty half a barrel at a time and then you refill it with the previous generation of that barrel. So that way you get an amalgamation of generations and generations of batches that have intermingled and just kind of imparted their own unique flavor over this, it could be for truly as long as the distillery or winery has been in business. And so you just get such a multi-dimensional flavor. And as you were saying with they age kind of in the bottom of the barrel, because that bottom of the barrel never really gets dry, because it always has a little bit of something still in there, it has just so much to soak up when you do put a whiskey in there.
The oakiness.
Yeah.
I wish there's a better word than oakiness, but
Yeah.
And it's a good way, as we spoke about before, to develop like distinct flavors. You know what I mean? Because like, let's say I'm not saying they do this, but let's say for example, you go to one, you buy one of those, you buy a bunch of whiskey, for your new distillery or whatever, and then you get another batch, but you start doing this lager cast thing, it'll change it. It'll be different. It'll be different than every other whiskey that goes with that thing because it's affected. It's not the same. It's just very interesting. It changes the flavors.
It'll never be the same ever again.
It makes something really unique. It makes something unique that you kind of can't copy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's interesting how like so much of distillery branding is about making a consistent product. And it's good. It's when you can nail down having a great, consistent product, then you get to fuck around. And it's so cool. Like, I love when you get to the stage of being able to be like, all right, now that we got a solid base, let's fuck around.
let's do some fun shit.
Let's do some fun,
do some fun shit with our bourbon.
Exactly.
That's Hans. Hans is our still master.
Shout out to Hans.
Big ups to Hans.
Yo, Hans, this one's for you.
So,
Yeah. What was it? Kampai.
Kampai.
There we my God, the nose on that is just fucking I'm just taken aback. Like, it has such a buttery, rich depth.
Ooh.
oh yeah.
Talk about sherry, baby. Okay, that's that.
The mouthfeel too isn't very different.
100%.
To what came from bourbon. Yeah, this is our bourbon. It's aged for 3 years in the barrels.
Wow. It's almost chewy.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Great.
it's got like almost like a fruit leather kind of
It's Spanish red meets our bourbon.
God,
yeah.
I'm gonna be real. That's fantastic. That's phenomenal. That's great.
So if we were to encounter this out in the wild, what price point are we looking at for something kind of as decadent?
Can I guess? Because I'm gonna guess.
You want to do Prices Right rules
Okay, whatever's closest
without going over?
without going over.
Okay.
So that means I shouldn't give you my logic because then you can just copy my logic.
What do you win? Do you win? What do you lose if you lose?
I think another taste.
Oh, right. Yeah, that always works.
Twist my arm.
That's I know. Oh boy. I will say that I think it is MSRP of around $69. 69 to like 73, but I'm gonna say 69 because
Nice.
nice. That's
And I'm going to say 69.01.
get the fuck out of here. Oh God.
No, I would expect this to be shelf price a bit higher. I would picture it more around like anywhere between like 75. I could see this even going for 90. Like, what? At my shop, that would probably be an $89.99.
I'm thinking MSRP, and I'm looking at the way that they price the other stuff, right? You know what I mean? I'm thinking about like where it sits in the product line. They're obviously trying to keep it not at the bottom. They're not trying to fuck you with the pricing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you're getting into like the 50s, into the mid 30s. This has to be into the 60s, maybe barely in the early 70s. You know what I mean? You could probably sell it for $82, but I feel like that doesn't really seem like where this goes. Not because of where they want it to be. Because then small whiskey shop, you want them to be all on the same shelf, right? You're not gonna, and the pricing seems pretty. I don't know. We're not. You're the one who knows.
All right, what's the for reals answer? He's saying 69. I'm saying 78. Final answer.
Well, Mr. James, you're right. It is. I generally see it around 62.
Whoa, that's if I saw this for 62, knowing what I know about it now,
Mine was with tax.
I would get that so quick. I would jump on that like a mongoose on a cobra. I would get that immediately.
It couldn't be too much. It couldn't be too much higher, not because it's not worth it. You know what I mean? But like just looking at the pricing of the other products, it just has to fall in there. But
Quality too.
if you were to like, you know, if you wanted to exploit the consumer, you could probably throw $10 on MSRP of each, $10 to $15 on each one of these, and I think people would still buy them. You know what I mean? Like, you know, people would still buy the sherry, especially in the rum cask. You know what I mean? I feel like if you the regular bourbon, if you start getting too close to like $42, $43 or whatever, then people really aren't going to want it as much.
Once it starts getting like in the 50s, sometimes you see that with our classic bourbon, and I'm just like, there's some amazing bourbons you can get for that price. Like that's what in Victor's realm, and Victor's. I have a bottle on my bar at home right now, and I love that stuff. But it's like, you know, our sandbox is going to be a little lower for our bourbon. Once you get that sweet spot, it is best bang for your buck.
Which I want to be clear that just because the price is not like $1 billion, this is the kind of thing we've talked about for years. That doesn't really mean anything. And it's not they're lying to you about the prices. It depends on what you're doing, where you're getting it from, and what they're trying to give you. They're not really trying to, you know, they have a very nice brand, but they're not trying to sell you brand. They're trying to sell you whiskey.
Yeah, that's a very key point. Very good distinction. Cool.
What I think's interesting though is most of the time when I see American whiskeys that are in sherry casks, they're pushing 100 usually. Like they are up there.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's the imports and all. And if you have like a sherry cask scotch, it's usually a pretty good scotch, but it's a scotch first that just happens to have been aged in sherry casks. And I feel like this is a sherry cask bourbon like that.
With that still rye forward nature.
Yeah.
Because the rye forward nature.
Right. That's the beauty of it. It's still the base bourbon.
Yeah. Some of the other, I'm not going to name any names because I like the sherry cask stuff, but it's not that the sherry cask stuff is bad or anything, but they're very sweet. They tend to be often very sweet. I think the rye forward nature of this really helps cut down on what that can be sometimes often for whiskey, a little too jammy, a little too sweet.
Biggie.
Yeah, like I wish I like, but that kind of takes it then out of the whiskey bourbon that I kind of often normally want to drink straight. You know what I mean? And into something else. You know what I mean? Not that it's bad. You know, we've done a few in the pod. We've done like 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 different sherry cask things. You know what I mean? But I think that like this is one of the better. Yeah, this is one of the better ones. You know, not too sweet. I love rye. I like that sour.
It's just got a nice zing.
Yeah, I mean, I am the one fermenting all that kimchi, right? I like that.
The sour mash.
Yeah.
Here, there's some kimchi.
Yeah. Oh.
That could rip.
Oh.
So one of the things that we like to talk about on the show is like, where do we see these whiskeys excelling? Like, so, you know, I'll ask you a couple of establishing questions. When you get off of a day of work or something, what kind of bar do you gravitate towards when you're like, all right, I've done my shit for the day, gonna go grab a drink? What, like, paint a quick picture of just what your ideal, I'm gonna go grab some after work drinks, either by yourself or maybe meeting a friend or something, but just kind of that casual hang.
Oh, it's a good question. I consider myself a little bit of a bar connoisseur. So I do it for a living. I visit a lot, and I've gotten to know New York City bar scene over the last 11 years pretty well. So I've found some pretty cool gems in the city. So I love to give recommendations to my friends. Like if you're in a neighborhood, like, yo, Miles, you know, I'm looking for a cool neighborhood hang. Like, what would you recommend? I'm like, oh, I got you. You know, and a lot of those are like, I don't know, sometimes I don't know, I'm craving a Guinness. You know, there's this great bar. They also carry my bourbon. It's on 14th and Avenue and 8th Ave. It's called Grace's. Their sister bar is Hartley's. You guys are sharing how that far away from Hartley's.
I know of Grace's. I think I might have stopped in there once.
It's busy.
Yeah, it gets pretty popping.
I gotta see it.
I walked past Grace's with my friend, and we went somewhere else because it was busy. It was just busy.
You gotta go a little earlier. But
Looking for a bar because we were just looking for a bar, and it's just way too busy.
yeah, it's right off the L train too. It's a location. There used to be a dive bar right next to called McKenna's.
Yeah, I know.
Closed.
We have been there.
So they closed. You know, I actually have still the So the reason I know it is because I used to manage a store around the corner, and McKenna's. I still have the tokens for the buy one get one free drinks.
Oh, it's really great.
I have so many of them because we used to trade with them. You know, I'd been going there for like over a decade. So I know Grace's. I used to go there all the time, but now you can't go. My friend came and I said we should go there because, you know, McKenna's was closed. I was kind of distressed about it, but then I'm like, oh, now they'll also be more full. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's not like,
Double up.
yeah.
You get double the space.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Okay, so something kind of like slightly higher end than like your typical neighborhood bar. Like,
I do love a good dive, good neighborhood dive. I mean, honestly, probably my favorite bar in the whole city is Drop Off Service in East Village. You guys know it?
I don't know that one. I'll have to check that out.
It used to be a laundromat, but it's a Drop Off Service.
Okay.
You don't know about drop-off service?
You know it?
I do. Of course I do. And I'm older than y'all, so I know it.
Oh, let's get out of here. That's
Oh, my back. My back.
How's your back feeling?
It's great, actually. There you go.
oh, he's been doing his stretches.
I know, right? Yeah, no, it's one of the places that you always see on TikTok now. Yeah, people know about it now.
People know.
It's
Yeah, it's gotten
it didn't used to be that busy. It was always kind of a cool place.
neighborhood hang.
Yeah. But now it's like I'm not gonna say people you can still go there and chill, but like people be going there. People be going there. Yeah, it's not the same.
It is different.
What's cool is there's bars like that. I found there's similar bars like that in other neighborhoods. So, for example, Upper West Side, or I would equate to that is called Dive Bar 96. Phenomenal bar, one of my favorite bars. When I'm going home and I'm going uptown on 2 train, I can stop right off in the 96 and go there for beer. They have my bourbon.
Oh, fantastic.
Beer and bourbon.
There you go.
I'm up there all the time.
That's your go-to.
Yes,
A little beer and a bourbon.
beer and bourbon.
Your bourbon? What beer?
I do enjoy good German pilsners. These days, big German pilsners. They got a good deal on House Pilsner.
Love Rockhouse.
$5 for they do $5 on a happy hour or something like.
Okay, so I'm gonna find myself up there. Gotcha. There we go.
So where do you see like your bourbons fitting in like that kind of ideal bar scenario?
Oh man, well, ideally, I would love to get it in a cocktail placement because we're not necessarily not a club brand like a Maker's Mark where someone's let me get a Maker's or let me get Angel's Envy. We don't necessarily have that kind of club brand name.
I mean, but y'all have been around since you said what, 2009?
Yeah.
So it's definitely gotten more and more brand visibility or brand recognition.
For sure. And people know the town. It's an iconic sea town.
Yeah.
People know the town, so that's something we got going for us. But at the same time, like if you look at back bar, where you look at the draft lines, maybe there's 10, but if you look at the number of bottles they have in the back bar, there's 100.
Yeah.
So it's like whereas 1 in 10 for beers is those odds are pretty good. 1 in 100 it's tough. So that's where I'm like
That is a little trickier.
try to get something that sticks. So yeah, you try to see if we can get on a cocktail, and that's one of my angles.
I've seen it actually in a bunch of places, but like every time I see it, it's not that it's ever bad, but you always see it, because those places aren't going to move a lot of it. You know what I mean? So they either have like 3/4 full bottles, or 1 bottle is like really low, and then it's just there for kind of a while. Not because it's not good, but like you said, there's like a lot. You know what I mean?
100 choices.
There's so
You
many.
never think about that, but you see all those bottles there?
Yeah.
100 bottles.
Like one of my favorite spots, and it's by McCarran, the Gibson,
Oh, yeah.
and they have
Megan, she's the owner. She's
they have a killer back bar, and like I was there 2 weeks ago and just kind of got lost in how many bottles there were.
the sauce.
Exactly, but I tell you, if I were to see that Jamaican rum bottle somewhere back there, you bet your bottom dollar I'm getting a 2-ounce pour.
Is this an official request from a customer?
Well, gentlemen, I may or may not have a special bottle that's off the sheet. You guys want to try it?
Oh, I mean,
Well,
Like, wait time for trying.
we do. I mean, you know,
I think we might be able to squeeze it in.
you know what? Yeah, I think. Oh my God.
I think we can do that.
Oh, hold on. This has to. We got to get one of these. No, this is fantastic.
That-
Oh, first of all, this label's a fantastic. You poor sir, you do it.
That
I'm.
oh wow, and what a treat!
What a mensch.
Wow.
Fantastic.
We're talking about.
I had been teasing it the entire episode, just like trying to manifest.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Amazing how that works.
Yeah.
Such a
Did you guys see your shot glasses? Is my little gift for you guys. You know, you guys.
oh, that's so. They're Breckenridge.
Hey,
Hell yeah! These
you guys.
thank you. You know what? I'm not even gonna lie. This is actually great. This is now going to be.
Those are my dealers. That's
That's good because some of the other ones are pretty garbage. Oh, I feel so blessed. I feel so fortunate. Miles, you are absolutely amazing.
you guys are awesome.
Wow.
I appreciate you guys having me on here.
talk about a friend of the pod.
I know. So we're gonna.
And do you?
Yeah,
Understand? I was going to try.
Okay, yeah.
you do it. Just don't kill him with the pour.
All right.
He does it all day, right? You know what I mean? That's what it. Yeah, you have to.
I have my card.
Yes. Yeah. Also,
Awesome.
and it's one of those things where it's like, even if you like it a lot, in order to maintain your health,
Ease yourself.
you just have to chill because
Exactly.
you know.
I do it for a living.
Yeah.
You know, it definitely took a couple of years working at a whiskey shop to learn the restraint that
The
comes with.
smell is. This is fantastic.
That is bonkers.
So this is a very rare whiskey. So this is probably the rarest whiskey we have.
And I'm getting like spiced dates. I'm getting like fig. Whoa. That's
The
just
mango. Never had mango whiskey in my life until I tried this.
This is that bacon. That's crazy. What is happening? Whoa, this is like I'm getting like fruit salad. This is interesting. This is I didn't even talk to. I'm getting fruit salad. I got a little too excited. I stepped away from the microphone.
wild.
This is fantastic.
The finish on it too is just like it starts out and you're like, okay, I see the rum. It's definitely like that's Jamaican rum. We've had, Ray and Nephew, we've had Smith and Cross, we've had them overproof, big in your face Jamaican rums. But the finish on it is just this bouquet of like an edible arrangement of tropical
Mm-hmm.
everything. That is mind blowing.
Whoa. It's weird. It's like the skin of a mango.
Yeah,
Actually, it's not actually just the fruit because it's not really sweet like that. It's the skin of the mango. You know what I mean? It's fruity. It's earthy. That's fantastic. Wow.
This is such
Wow.
a privilege.
Age of the minimum.
Thank
of
you
3
so
years.
much. That's
Yes, gentlemen. Thank you.
Can I ask you a question? You said live music. Me, music, love a thing. You play music?
I wish. I tried. I was more of an athlete, but even that is just okay.
Do you just go to do you just listen to music a lot or whatever? So
I have to go to shows.
I have like a radio show. That's like what I do. Right? And we do music, right? So what is I'm just curious some of your favorite music now. Like some of your favorite aria. You would
you clearly got good taste in booze. You must have.
any
good
what is
taste
that?
in
What is
booze.
it? Henri de Poitou, you know what I mean? Or like that's the Quebec, like microtonal duo, or or maybe, I don't know, gorillas,
I like the girls.
maybe a little Dochi,
That's
These guys for a long time. Yeah, Melancholy Hills.
oh hell yeah.
What is your music?
Videos.
What is your music? I'm a big music person. I love music.
Me too. It's there's so many, especially for your moods and depending on where you're in life.
Sounds like me.
That's
There's it's beautiful. That's the thing, and just set your mood right. I mean, I'm seeing the next show I'm going to see is I'm seeing this band called Pink Talking Fish Are Dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Pink Floyd, Talking Heads, Fish, and it's that cover bands. They're going to be playing at the Brooklyn Bowl.
that sounds like a jam.
That's actually fantastic.
Sounds like a
Big time jam band.
like
They're
a
sick.
2.5 week jam. That's
At least.
so you're gonna be there for a minute.
Oh man, mind blown.
That sounds.
I've seen them before. They're so sick. And that's the next show at Brooklyn Bowl.
All right. Well, you'll be in the neighborhood.
Maybe stop by, say what up.
That would love to have you.
I love the jam band thing. Recently, I made friends with somebody who's in. They're in a South African 16-piece like jazz thing called
An
Bomb
orchestra.
Shelter Beast.
Like an orchestra.
Yeah, in fact, I mean it's like 16 people. It's like, but it's jazz. It's fantastic.
What's the name?
Bomb Shelter Beast. Yeah, shout out to
have to
Sinead, my homie. Absolutely found fantastic. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I love talking about the music and all the things. I had to ask. I had to ask.
Discovering. I appreciate you asking me, man. I love discovering new music. I'm a huge fan. I'm named after a very famous jazz musician, so I would hope
I wouldn't have guessed.
I had a little bit of a liking for it. But yeah, it's amazing.
Fantastic. I think we're gonna start doing our wrap up.
Oh my God.
Now I think it's about that time that we've done our flight, and we've had just this utter privilege of having our friend Miles on the show with us. Thank you, dude.
I was
Thank
worried
you.
that he was going to say to have the whiskey. No, it's to have Miles. The whiskey is just a nice bonus.
Oh, of course.
James,
Oh.
thanks for saying that, man. That's kind of you.
As we kind of wrap up, we want to just some closing thoughts for looking towards the future. I really hope to see these whiskeys really take off. I hope to adorn my own collection with more Breckenridge stuff. Just out of curiosity, if you had any creative thing that you wanted to see moving within the Breckenridge Distillery, what do you have any like type of collab or crossover that you would want to see with these whiskeys?
Oh man, that's such a good question. I honestly, I don't think I'm the most creative person, so I don't think I have something really sparky off the top of my head that I've been thinking about. I've just been with these guys just short of a year, so I'm still learning a whole lot about the spirit realm. So I think I got a lot more work to do, a lot more things to discover. But I do think we have something cool that's sitting down the pipeline that I'm really looking forward to getting. Is we make a honey whiskey that is bonkers.
Sick.
So that soon to be here, and I'll make sure you guys definitely get a sample of that.
That'd be awesome. I love honey. That's well. So we were talking about Colorado. I have an uncle in Aurora who does beekeeping out there, and so yeah. We'll link up next. I think he's got like one or two hives left. He started with like 3 or 4. He's down to about 1 or 2. But either way,
He harvests a lot of honey.
he harvests a good amount. And for a while, like every Christmas, he would send like 2 or 3 jars, like big old mason jars of honey to my family, and we would distribute that to the. But like a Colorado honey whiskey would fucking rip, dude.
Makes Jack Daniel's honey whiskey pale in
That's, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a hater of nothing. I even like Jack. When people argue against Jack, I think they're wrong. I think Jack is actually pretty good,
it's
but honey Jack is disgusting. And the apple Jack, that's
much.
yeah, those aren't very good. But I'm not mad at them.
Officially.
If you like them, that's fine. I'm not mad at it. But compared to putting honey in your whiskey, it doesn't even taste good. Just don't say because
It's a hard thing to I know from the beer side, it's really difficult to brew with honey. I've tried it. It makes the work really boozy.
Yeah.
There's a time and place when you add honey and how you do it. I didn't figure it out, but it's a difficult thing to brew. So same thing with whiskey. It's difficult to use in whiskey, but if you do it the right way, you have a phenomenal product. And I think the one we got is pretty damn good. So looking forward to that.
Hell yeah.
Well, I say if when Breckenridge's honey whiskey comes down the pipeline, that you give it a go.
So keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for these great selections of whiskeys and the entirety of the Breckenridge catalog. Miles, thank you so much for joining us on Was That in Good Taste?
Presents
Behind the Bar.
technically kind of also
A tasting table production.
production.
Do you have any plugs or anything that you want to, like where people can reach you, or where if you got, anything going on that you want
Social media,
I mean, yeah, we're check out our distillery on we're on Instagram, we're on all the socials. But yeah, just at Breck Distillery.
You doing any like on-premise tastings or anything coming up, or have any distributor tastings?
I actually, yes. So on May 2nd, Saturday, at Rivercrest, which is in Astoria, they have this amazing fundraiser, to battle against cancer, and they're gonna have some amazing raffles, and and all the proceeds from that day is going to go towards this amazing group that's raising all this money, and I'm going to be there sampling a few of my whiskeys.
Fantastic.
Friends of mine and Rivercrest on May 2nd. We're doing regular sampling, so that'll be really fun.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Heck yeah.
Again, thank you, Miles, and thanks for bringing all this stuff. I've been one of your hosts, and my name's been Chandler Phillips.
Of course, we're joined by. Give your name.
Oh, so see my.
Yeah, I want you to. I'm giving it to you.
I'm Miles.
Yeah, the man Miles, and of course, as always, just call me James. You know what they say,
Drinking is not required,
but it is recommended.